All right, well, we are outside Club Apollo. Yeah, the Apollo, huh? And the theater. And I should probably have less enthusiasm because it is still like 97 degrees and sweltering. But we're here, part 2. We showered, we cleaned up a little bit, and we're going to fight the good fight. And how can you not when you see the beauty of this street? So we are still in Little Vienna. Cobblestones, lined streets, little cafes. Well, this is a pizza place. Might have to stop off here later. Still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. There's an ice cream, little cafe. Looks adorable. Mushroom and prosciutto. And we're still in this part of Poland that is kind of wedged in, kind of nestled near the Czech. Sorry, is it Czech or Slovak area? Well, I think it's Slovakia. But I have to look at a map again, to be honest. Look at that yellow building. We gotta cross the street and head west because we're cool like that. So we have to go this way, and up top you can see see that church, the one that we got into but really didn't get into. Supposedly this is a side street that I have to take to then get to the road that I want to walk on for what I was pleasantly surprised to learn about. Still debating if I'm going to run here tomorrow morning. It's a really pretty city, but I really don't know how user-friendly my legs are going to like this in the morning. So this building right here that I've kind of zoomed up on, this was the Catholic school for boys, or it used to be. I will say, this town does an excellent job of not only like labeling stuff like so, like I know the marketplace is 50 meters this way, but on a lot of the buildings, a lot of historic buildings, they have descriptions in Polish and in the English language. That's refreshing. Because in other parts of Poland, you don't get that. And I'm not saying that should be the expectation. But as an English speaker, I like it. So thank you. Whew. Further than I thought it was. You might recognize this spot from earlier. There's a Vinoteca down there. Right there. Underneath the ground. So is it like a movie theater, but instead it's a wine theater? Huh. It's so funny because you do get like a lot of the old, but then there's contrast where you can see where the newer buildings are, but they still try to keep it in line with things. I think this is their market, the Targova. Huh. That's cool, I guess. Sorry for not going more in depth with it, but starting to feel it, guys. So this street that we're on right now was actually part of the Imperial Highway, which connected Vienna to Lviv. And 1- and 2-story buildings from the 18th and 19th century typically lined this road. And now that makes so much sense to me why this city reminds me of Lviv, because it was a part of that highway. Huh. Too cool. Learning stuff throughout the walk. See, so here's your older building, and then there's a new one. And yeah, and now we walk on this for quite a bit. You know, they said 1 and 2 story buildings, so it's interesting because like this building right here to the right, number 30, that's old in its own regard, right? Still passing more cafes, hair places. Look at this mural. Wow, she's a beauty. Love it. It's kind of fun being on this road, just realizing the history of it, how it was such a pivotal trade route for all those years. I also realize that we're kind of like goats right now as we're scaling up this hill. You know, for such a small country, relatively speaking, I mean, I know Poland is big for Europe, but Poland is small compared to the United States, Canada, etc. So Poland, though, for its size, really packs a punch with so many different regions. And what I think is really special is how, example here, how we're on the Vienna road right now, the Lviv to Vienna road, and you can see the influence of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire on this, where if you were in northern part of Poland, you see the influence of the Prussians and the Germans. And I just think that's really cool. And that's one thing that I've really appreciated on all of my travels in Poland. So a little bit outside of town, across from the Aldi, no less, because I need to do advertising. I need sponsors. There is a Jewish cemetery. One with a very interesting history to it, from what I gathered. And since I haven't really seen any on this trip, I was like, it's time. It's time. Well, this is not cool. They've locked me out of my cemetery. So this was like the pre-burial house, if I remember right. And come on, you guys gotta let me in. So this cemetery, at its peak, had 3,000 buried here, but I think now only have about 1,000. And this kind of sucks, because I really wanted to show you it, because for the most part, while some of the stones were damaged, it's actually in really good shape. We're gonna cut around another neighborhood and see if we can sneak in. But what I want to tell you about the cemetery, should we not be able to get in, is there was a time where they were going to tear it down. They were going to raise the entire cemetery. I think it was in the late 30s, 1940s, for obvious reasons. And what happened was, though, when they checked in with the city manager or the district manager, whoever it was, they said that they would have to move all the newly buried people. You have to wait 40 years in order to, I guess, build in that same area, or you have to move the graves. And because of that, they didn't do anything. They didn't want to. They were like, maybe not. And then there were other conversations that happened after that about doing stuff, and nothing ever came to fruition. It's like the vlogging gods knew that we were having too much of a good trip here in the city, and they're like, hey, how can we limit the fun? We're gonna take a left up here and we'll see if they let me cut down. If not, I guess a different plan. Whew, it is hot, guys. In the meantime, enjoy the residential homes that we're passing by. So interesting seeing these homes. Just, again, different styles. Found the wall. Brick wall with graffiti on it, with ivy. Huh. Maybe the graffiti is the reason why it's locked. Bunch of wonderful people that, you know, don't understand history and are focused on repeating it. Yeah, this hasn't been open in years. I'm sure that that other gate is the only one that they actually use. That sucks. Maybe you can catch a glimpse, though, of some of the tombstones right here. What's special about it is some of them are in German, some of them are in Polish, and then some of them are in Hebrew. And as you can see, it's a nice trail going down there, and then there's other parts that are not kept up as well, that they've overgrown. I'm sure they're locked and it's overgrown right here because of this apartment community. Once this apartment community came in, it only takes a few. I'm hopeful there might be one other gate, but I'm not going to walk forever on this one. It's sort of like the secret garden. Like, see how this part's all nice and clear? It's like someone's been taking care of it. And maybe, just maybe, here we go. No. This one hasn't been open for years. That sucks. I can see like a monument in there. All right, so now what do we do? I guess plan B, huh? All right, so let's do this. See you in a moment. You know, nothing says summer to me more than walking behind a larger woman and her kids in their bathing suits as she's smoking a cigarette that I can basically finish the cigarette for her because of how close we were. What a pain. So we're walking back into the city proper. You can see the mountains in the distance. And it is quieter over here because everyone and their friend is going to the panorama pool. And there was lines like out almost to the street. And it was funny because this guy, he must have just like, he drove his wife there and kids is my guess. And he's like, all right, go in, I'll meet you in there or whatever. And he set up a lawn chair right next to his car. Okay? And then he's just sitting in the parking lot, in the chair, relaxing. Everyone else is in line and he's having his cigarettes. If that's not summer, I don't know what is. Don't know what is. And we haven't gotten to my destination yet, but I had to show you the street. It is beautiful. I mean, look at this house and this one, and there's a mural down the road. And then look, it's beautifully lined with Super Rock Mini. My God. It's like a little beer festival over here on the right. Now, while everyone's rushing to get to the pool, I'm rushing to get to the river. That's where we're heading. Oh, it's shaded over here. I think we're going to get some thunderstorms, kids. Because the sun's like, the clouds appear to be rolling in now. Wouldn't that be nice? It's weird how quiet it is now. Did I find the most quietest street there is? Oh, look at this. Got some little shop action here. Here's Lenita, the restaurant. That looks cute. And look at this. We have like an old styled wooden house that I'm sure has a bit of history to it, if we felt inclined to read the board next to it. Kind of a tease right now. We got those dark clouds right there, and there's a little bit of sprinkles, but it's just a total tease. What I want to show you though is, as we kind of walk through, you know, this is also a real Polish town. Okay, you got the graffiti, you got like those large apartment buildings. So just because you have all the beautiful Art Nouveau stuff doesn't mean that, you know, the entire town is that. I mean, look beside me. You got like these boarded up windows right here. Or maybe I'm just trying to show you the best part of town now. We actually came up this street on the way here. And there are the mountains in the distance. I don't mind the rain. As you can see behind it, it's not going to do anything. It's just a little bit of a tease. It's a gentle kiss from the heavens above. Show you another vantage point of the other homes. I saw something about it, like a film studio. I don't know if that's what this is or not. Or the study of film. I don't know. I also don't really care though either. I'm just trying to get to this. I want to get to this park I saw. That was my plan. Here's our flag. It's turning into a real walking tour. With just lots and lots of walking. I'm taking a breather. St. Nicholas. Supposedly you can go up to the top. There's an observation tower that they put in. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did read something about it. We are almost across the street. back to where we started. Basically, this walk was worthless. Well, not for you guys, but for me. You know, they were doing so good, and then I don't know what's going on with the buildings now, but we are I don't know, almost to the center, not the old center, but I mean, there's certainly still Art Nouveau buildings, but we got the cloth factory directly to our left, but I'm not showing you as you see my head instead. So there's a sign over there for Cieszyń, and that, if you go towards that city, it is the last city in Poland before you cross into Czechia. It actually, like literally, there's a bridge and then boom, you're there. Across the border. I looked into going, but there was not a, there's some buses. I was looking for train because it'd be faster. Well, I was just looking for a way to get there, but it just didn't work out. As many of you are aware, there's no way for you to cover a whole city in a walking blog. I don't know if you can see, the golden arches behind it. You can see some of the mountains. And behind this building right here should be a park. Where to start? They have a statue over there of Adama Mickiewicza from 1961. As many of you are aware, because you're good citizens of Polish history, good students of Polish history, you know that his name is basically, he's a street in like every Polish city. Oh, got some shade, man. Thank God. So this was actually, I wasn't supposed to see this till tomorrow morning. It was going to be where I was planning to run, because I was like, oh, it's a park. But they sort of forced our hand, you know what I mean? When we couldn't get into that cemetery. That's what happens, right? And look what we have here, guys. I think, again, this is the White River. And look how clear it is. This is my kind of river. This is like when I'm in New Hampshire, where I don't have an issue going in the water because it's so clear. Huh. Awesome. And they also made a little bit of a walkway down there. If we can only find a way down without killing ourselves. This is a new bush. They made this for the hedgehogs. Camera didn't like my sense of humor and of course cut the shot. So I think, guys, I'm going to leave you here in this park. It's one of my favorite places to film, one of my favorite places to be in Poland, and I think it's a fitting end to our adventures here in Bielsko-Biala. I still can't say it right. In BB. And if this is the end of my Polish vlogs, thank you again for watching all 17 of them from this summer trip. And I hope to catch up with you guys again soon in another location. I guess we'll have to wait and see what that is. Alright, guys. Peace. And thank you. I think this spot right here epitomizes Poland perfectly. Let me show you. We have this beautiful waterway, which I think is the White River. But then in the opposite direction of it, you got a factory. Oh, isn't she glorious? Isn't she glorious? And the best part is people can sit right here and they can make a decision. Do they want to watch the water or do they want to watch the factory? Good times. Good times.